Really a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
This is the exact moment the political career of a future presidential hopeful might have vanished into thin air. You're looking at a governor trying so hard to relate that he accidentally insults an entire room's intelligence. Stop everything and watch his face when he admits he can't even read a speech.
Many ways in both worlds. And I just navigated back and forth. If I was on a vacation, and we describe a number of interesting vacations overseas with my father and the family, these adventures. My mom was back home.
Weren't just adventures. You went on safaris, you took pictures from helicopters, you were
polar
partying
bears.
with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that's, we described that in there. It was extraordinary.
Did you see that awkward yeah he gave when she brought up the helicopters and Jack Nicholson? Talk about a reality check. 1 minute, he's trying to sell us on this hustling kid from the wrong side of the tracks narrative, and the next, he's caught in 4K admitting to safaris and international adventures with the Hollywood elite. It's the sheer audacity of the pivot that gets me. He spent years crafting this image of a self-made man who lived off Wonder Bread, but the receipts show his family was basically neighbors with the Getty billionaires. Look at his body language. He's trying to play it off as being comfortable in both worlds, but you can tell he wasn't expecting the interviewer to actually list the specific celebrities he was partying with. It's a masterclass in how to watch a political persona crumble under the weight of actual facts. This isn't just a small lie. It's a total fabrication of a life story.
But also, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Bro. Are you talking about me?
Young YG.
YG,
But
man.
every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms
Entertaining
fall
yourself.
off. That's it, whole thing. So just, and then, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay, dope.
And it's like, man, and then he's bringing his friends and you're captain of the team and you're like, geez, and it just saved me and it got me into college.
You have to look at the Wonder Bread clip right after seeing the truth about his elite upbringing to understand how deep the performance goes. He's talking about bouncing a basketball until the ball is frayed and eating stacks of white bread while his dad was apparently off being one of the most connected men in San Francisco. It's almost like he's cosplaying as a character from a movie rather than telling his own history. When he says he was shitty student in the back with his head down, it feels like a calculated attempt to make people feel sorry for him or to make his eventual rise seem more miraculous. But when you realize he's the grandson of Robert Oppenheimer's best friend, the struggle narrative starts to look more like a strategy. Watch the way he uses slang like dope and man. It feels so forced, doesn't it? It's like he's trying to wear a costume that clearly doesn't fit.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
Now let's circle back to the setup of that 960 SAT comment, because the context makes it so much worse. He's sitting there with a black mayor and a black audience, and his bonding strategy is to tell them he's not trying to act all there and that he's basically illiterate. If you look closely at the crowd, you can feel the energy in the room shift. It's that subtle, sporadic cadence Nicki Minaj pointed out. He's talking to them like they wouldn't understand him if he used a normal vocabulary. It's a total mask slip moment. Most people try to hide their low test scores, but he's using his like a badge of honor to prove he's one of them. It's genuinely painful to watch because he thinks he's being charming. He's literally telling a room of successful professionals that because he's a 960 guy, they should trust him. It's probably one of the most cringe-inducing political maneuvers we've seen in years.
Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question?
That's why I'm asking. We'll see.
I will answer it. It's true. Absolutely. Because they are horrible people that have been killing people left and right, they've made a fortune on selling drugs and destroying our people. We lost 300,000 people last year to fentanyl and drugs. They're bad news. Yeah, that's true.
Switching gears to something with massive national security stakes, look at the clarity in this response. While the current administration is navigating the cartel situation with extreme caution, you have a former president being asked point blank about military intervention. He doesn't skip a beat. The phrasing, "we would be honored to go in," is a massive escalation in rhetoric. It's not just about border security anymore. It's about a full-scale U.S. military operation on foreign soil to dismantle the cartels. This comes right as reports are surfacing about potential terror cells operating within border states. You can see the shift in policy coming if the leadership changes. It's a high-stakes law and order play that bypasses the usual diplomatic red tape. He's framing it as a humanitarian mission to save Americans from fentanyl, which is a powerful narrative that resonates with anyone who's felt the impact of the drug crisis.
We had DJ Daniel, I think, last year, and this is like a beautiful, of course, powerhouse moment. And it wasn't technically a State of the Union last year, right? It was a joint address. So this is the first State of the Union. This is something that obviously we've sort of heard a preview with the Team USA. Donald Trump inviting Team USA to come to the State of the Union is pretty awesome.
Right.
What do you think? Who's going to be any special guests? Can you announce anyone?
It remains to be seen. I know that the speaker is going to put out a list soon. I don't want to get ahead of that if it hadn't come out already. But I'll tell you, Reagan was good at this and kind of upped the game of having guests in the gallery to kind of point to and promote the greatness of America, the greatness of your agenda. Bill Clinton was good at it too. Joe Biden, not so much, but he wasn't good at anything. And I think Donald Trump has really kind of orchestrated a masterclass in this, in what he's done. And you'd think with these successes of the people in the audience that everyone would rally around, the fights and the battles of these individual guests. It's funny because he did invite the members of the USA hockey team. I hope they're there. Boy, that would be cool. But it would be...
Finally, check out the preparation for the State of the Union. The Reagan-style guest list strategy is a classic power move. By bringing in members of the USA hockey team and people who represent American greatness, the goal is to create a visual that makes it impossible for the opposition to protest without looking like they hate the country. It's interesting to see the focus on orchestrating a masterclass. They are setting the stage for a speech that isn't just a report, but a campaign rally on a global stage. Notice how they emphasize the 46 years since a hockey win. They are leaning hard into nostalgia and national pride. It's a sharp contrast to the typical dry policy speeches we usually get. They are basically building a narrative of the comeback, and the audience in the gallery is the supporting cast. It's pure political theater designed for maximum social media impact. That was a wild ride through the latest political chaos. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on these viral shifts, make sure you're following. I'll see you in the next one.